different today. Welcome down to Koala Walla Wallabies, where low prices are only part of this story. You'll also be pelted with venomous snakes and insects as you walk in the door. But that can't be it, can it? Oh no! Toxic frogs rain down from the ceilings, the lowest prices you've ever needed an antidote for. Why are prices so low? Because, oh no! We fit 92 vowels into one, oh no, helping us have the lowest prices of all. They're taking down all my songs from streaming services. They're saying it's cultural appropriation. First they took down my hit Sexual Shogun. Okay. Then they took down Tahitian Titty Inspector. And now they took down my best one, Cool Ass Black Dude. I'm pissed off. I gotta say, things have been going weird lately. Like, not to get like too real, but like it's just all these texts that these women are publishing about how like these women I barely knew that I met at clubs about how I wanted to force feed them elk livers. It's like I get not everyone's into what I'm into. I wasn't like tying them up and making them eat the elk livers. I was just telling them what I would like. You know, if I said, ooh, you know what I'd really like? Some French toast. Or do you guys all think I was bad? You know what? I would like some French toast. But, you know, I'd also like to stuff elk liver in some hot chick's face while I, like, smacked her booty. I'm so sue me, like so many of these women are. You know why the liver's the most erotic part of the elk? Because when you bag a nephro-nympho, you ain't never go back. We're silently moving our way outside some random people's house. They don't know that we're hiding in their bushes. I'm secretly uninstalling their bushes. This motion light keeps going on, and now their bedroom light flipped on. So, and in entertainment news, Ghosty McStab's a lot suing Lucasfilm today, claiming that the title to the Star Wars prequel, The Phantom Menace, was taken from his autobiography. More details at 10:35 and 32 seconds. This kid was like, dude, you just make dad jokes. And I'm like, kid, you just make obvious observations and then think that you did something worthy of achievement. Then I cry.
Hot Springs, Colorado Springs, Compression Springs, Finger Springs, Conical Springs, Cold Springs, Belleville Springs, Leaf Spring, Young Spring, oh to be in love, Spring in your step with Portion Spring, Coil Spring, Waves, Slotted Disc Spring, Curve Spring. I say Colorado Springs, Arlington Heights, no, not that one. The garage door spring that flies apart, buries itself in your neck and causes you to exsanguinate all over the garage floor. The pasta sauce you hold in your hand explodes like a bomb on the floor, spilling out of the grocery bag, along with the milk and contents of your nervous system. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It seems our list of springs has sprung a trap and killed us all. I'm so sorry. We deserve better than to get hit in the neck with a spring, die from the shrapnel wounds, and soaked in our own pasta sauce. But it's what happened. Move on and accept it. We've been dead for years. We've been dead since the Nixon administration. We just think that we have the phones, smartphones, and the internet haven't been invented yet. We're imagining it because we're trying to fill our empty days. We are ghosts. I tell you, we are ghosts. We lived long ago. We died by the spring. The spring in the neck has killed us. Rupert, you have to listen. I've been trying to get through to you. It takes so much spirit energy, but listen to me. You have to tell Peter not to go to that camping trip. Do you understand me? Do you understand? Colorado Springs. Did I mention? Hey guys, having a pretty rough time. Found out some rough stuff. Apparently there's this giant online like flame war going on right now between Heidi Gardner from SNL and like the lady ruler of New Zealand, like Jacinda Ardern or something. And these two lady cops I just saw last night at the 4th of July thing in a go-kart. I was trying to get them to look at me, but anyway, they're all just fighting huge over which of them can have me. And it's like, ladies, you do not need to fight online. What we need to do is get oiled up, get you all and me into a nice quilted ring, lots of water, no spectators. And I hear Anna Kendrick's free, so I'm sure she's rearing to join this fight. We'll see who comes out on top, see who comes out on bottom. I feel like Anna Kendrick might win at the beginning and the end, but all you other ladies are going to get your chance to win in the middle. You need a lady ruler. I bet those cops will show you a thing or two. So let's just all kumbaya this out. How you bring the oil. You just seem like you have the best oil hookup. Like, you know a lot about like pores and hair and stuff. And you're funny. So I think you could, those cops might know a few like jujitsu moves, but you can like throw them off and then like take them out. Like they're gonna have their guns or uniforms or clothes or anything. So it should be safe. We'll make sure it's safe. We'll have to get tested first. Anyway, love you guys. Let's not fight without actually taking it out on each other. Okay, have a great
So I was trying to explain, like, someone was like, why should I trust you on this issue? And I was like, you know how, like someone like Jack Parr, like people will say, like, people are the best ever. And like some name like Jack Parr will come up, like about like comedy, like our television. And it's like, yeah, maybe. And I get why people would say that, but like in 2022, who like cares? Who gives a crap, right? He's so old, we just don't get it. And it's like, I sort of am so good that I do that to my contemporaries. Like suddenly they're like 80 years in the past, and it's like maybe they're good for them, but who cares? I've changed everything. Not just about like YouTube videos, but everything I do. Baking, deep sea pearl diving, like everything I do. And this guy's like, what about quantum physics? And I was like, you heard of the Large Hadron Collider? He's like, yeah. And I was like, it was small until I reinvented the entire game. So that's what I'm talking about.
And in entertainment news, the leader of the army of Vladimir Putin clones that has conquered the world and replaced almost all humanity except for this humble reporter with himself is suing Lucasfilm for the prequel title Attack of the Clones. Hi there, me and my stellar hair would like to announce that I will be appearing at the Tim Heidecker show on July 20th. I got a ticket for the balcony. It's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be really funny. Nature Pete here to address one of the issues that's most close to my heart, and that's the way that plastic waste can affect animals. Now, what you might not think, an animal can get their head stuck in this, and it could kill them. So to make it safer for animals, one quick snip, and then now it's safe. You see, I've got one pre-prepared here that's exactly the same as this one, so you get the point. But that's not all you can do. You can make it more dangerous for animals, too. A few quick smaller cuts in a sort of jagged pattern, make it serrated, curved on one end, follow the principles of a tyrannosaur tooth. Those guys knew what they were doing. And then an animal gets their head stuck in there, and then it's going to catch in their soft tissue. And the more they try to pull, the more it's going to shred. And enough blood loss, they're dead. So you can go a bunch of ways. You can help animals, you can hurt them, or you can do what I like to call the chaotic neutral. You can make a thin mesh, and then in a CRISPR lab, you can combine donkey genes with plant genes and cactus genes. I know that's a kind of plant. Then when a fish swims into that mesh, touches those droplets of CRISPR fluid, they're donkey fish worms.
Yo, this your boy Chili Bismarck here. I got your latest Thor Love and Thunder spoilers. I just saw it. It blew my mind. I want to tell you stuff from it that you're not going to hear anywhere else. The little girl, she thought the neighbor was a ghost. The whole movie ends up she was the ghost the whole time. And then M. Night Shyamalan swooped in and was like, that's a good idea. I want people to think I'm a genius for a few years. Great stuff. And then Monster Blood 3. But what I want to say is we really glossed over that I'm your boy. You haven't been paying child support at all. Mom's really mad. I know you guys don't get along. I mean, I understand. I'm getting older. I've been hurt too. And she's no bed of roses. But you owe her money. But yeah, Thor Love and Thunder was great, man. And then a crazy twist at the end. It ends up that Bruce Willis was it wasn't an ancient village. They were in modern times. And the plants were killing everybody. That's why everyone was acting weird. And there was this lady in a swimming pool. It was great. Thor Love and Thunder. And Hey Mom.
Sharp flies, sharp bells, sharp harm when you call out my name. Sharp bees, sharp walls, sharp lies when you bell on my name. Sharp bells, I know when you are on my name. Don't call on me, don't call on me, don't call on me. All up out your eyes. Now you're to see what all the pieces between your eyes. Lies.
All the advice I've seen says I have to brand my channel. I can only do one thing. I can't be half bad dad jokes and half weird AI art electronic music. So to that, I can only say, why did the chicken cross the road? So earlier, I went to the local Starbucks, right? And the barista, or whatever you call the guy at the window, it was real, like, kind of, I don't want to say flat affect. It was just really bland. Like, there was nothing really wrong with the guy. He just came off with really bland. So I was like, 17-year-old piece of shit. So I waited until they closed. And I watched him get to his car. And I figured out which car he has. I called this buddy of mine on the force. Ran the plates, and I found out his address. So I'm almost to his house now. I got a can of gasoline I've soaked all this styrofoam into. I'm gonna put it on his car. Anyway, wish me luck, piece of shit. Let's see how bland he is when he's telling the police that his car's engine block is on the pavement. All right, peace. You guys stay safe.
Poop poodle, poop walrus, poop cat, poop duck, poop eagle, poop egret, poop ocelot, poop bobcat, poop puma, poop lynx, poop dog, poop wolf, poop deer, poop moose. Everyone has their own personal, unique sleep number. I happen to be sleeping with my wife's boss.
You hear the term unholy alliance not all the time, but frequently enough that you don't stop to realize how weird. If someone said they were forming a holy alliance, you'd be like, what? Then the investigators asked if I knew jujitsu. Seen him around, but really sit down and have a chat with the guy? No. Hey guys, I'm kind of trying out some ideas for a new song. Doing some dishes too. I thought I'd combine both ideas and run some ideas by you, see what you think. Seat control. Seat control. Garfield and friends are in the seat of control. Friends with Garfield on a path to down below. I don't know about the middle part or the end part. Beginning part solid. The middle part's kind of squishy. The end part is I think it's top heavy and a little tail light. Tell me what you think. Don't tell me what you think. Inform me of what you don't think. Tell me things. When I was in 7th grade, a teacher mentioned that some languages have more letters than English. And one of the dumb kids in class was like, how could there be more letters? That's stupid. And I said, how could you be more stupid? That's letters. So at the 4th of July thing, my son wanted an ice cream, so I went up and got in line, and they were all back there, so my wife and kids, so I started hitting on this girl that was in line, or trying to anyway, because my wife was like, 40 feet away, so I had a chance. And she was like, no me gusta, when I tried to talk to her, and I was like, yes, but no can gusta? That's a And in entertainment news, screenwriter Carol Heikkinen is suing Lucasfilm, claiming that parts or the whole of the screenplay for Empire Strikes Back was taken from her Empire Records sequel of the same name, which she apparently wrote in 1967. Back to you, John. I'm a private investigator. Well, let me see some identification. I can't show you. It's private. Well, what do you want exactly? Unzip your pants, drop them to the floor, and let me investigate. Great job. Dove all the way to the bottom of this naturally occurring well, and there were only a few corpses down there, and they tasted terrible. Here in these sadistic suburban streets, you never know when a minivan's gonna cut you off in a Walgreens parking lot. But it's home. The only place when some old guy and a rascal riding by it 7 miles an hour or so almost cuts you off, and you think, dear God, only hear it in Boca Raton. Dear God. And then Satan himself crawls out of a manhole cover, sparking pink sparks, and you know the end times have come. You know suburbs are no, hell is spawning on earth. And the tribulations are just beginning for some. Like the lady looking at me. You looking at me? Tribulation. Tribulations. God. They all see. They all say, good God, Jesus, that sun's bright. For now!
Doesn't your dog deserve an attack mode feature? Hi, I'm Bob Vila. I don't make a lot of the dog modes that you buy. I make a lot of the dog modes that you buy more expensive. Cradle to family, America, baby, the family. Plastics made it possible, metals made it impracticable, and tungsten's had virtually no effect.
It's 4:06 a.m. I'm trying to break into these people's car, but I left my crowbar and my other shorts. I believe what we're seeing with the new MCU reviews and audience reactions is that the MCU has gone from the Beatles playing She Loves You to being the Beatles playing I Am the Walrus. And half the people are like, this is weird, I don't like this. And the other half of the people are like, this is the future. And why am I saying this? Because I'm so into the Beatles and Marvel that I can't think of even things that don't have to do with them in other terms. But also it's true. I think we're seeing people mad about a number of things. Increased political commentary. Remind you of any band when they start taking drugs. Increased representation, like remind you of any band when they started incorporating world music elements. And being trippier and cooler than dumb people can understand. Again, remind you of anybody? And that's why I'm wearing this Jurassic World shirt, to piss people off. But I believe this. Bill Brushner here to protest this fascist states of genocide's anniversary. We're celebrating when they signed a piece of paper that stamps out freedom for women and minorities. Also, they've got cheese curds.
I'm God in here. I'm God in here. Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? I'm Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior, and let me tell you, you could just call me Pavlov's God, because every time I hear a prayer, I start salivating. That's a little absolution joke, you know, but I got a million of it. Like, take this one. Oh, why does the G's eat the supplicant's child's brain with the tumor?
You suck! Get off the stage!
No, you're a piece of shit. I died for you, buddy.
Welcome to my home for the criminally insane. It's not officially called that, but I like to call it that because I live here. I live here.
I'd say the real turning point in our relationship came when we had a kind of heart-to-heart, kind of resistant to it for a while. Him especially. I'd say right up until I got his chest cavity open, he was expressing extreme resistance. But then, of course, he lost consciousness. And now you're going to want to have a team with you, because you can't, you know, there's no way you're not going to lose consciousness when you expose your own cardiac tissue. After that, about 3 weeks recovery, for me, he got a real nasty infection. Let's just say it was treatment resistant. We didn't really try to treat it. It wasn't really about him. I mean, it involved his cardiac tissue. But it didn't really center on him. It was more of a growth experience. I personally did grow from it, about 3 millimeters of scar tissue in a line, and emotionally. Didn't attend his funeral. I did send a fire...
chicken savage Magoo, chicken savage will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a ducket. All of the springs, chicken savage Magoo, chicken will save you from a du
You know, I'm so sick of these germs, and I'm so tired of this work and this effort and this fatigue. Ugh. If you're sick and tired like me, you should eat and sleep. They call me Scapula Joe because we swing like the sun.
They call me Scapula Joe. There's all the things that I've done. There's all the things that I plan. And all the things that I say. All things at my command are now going away. My cat, please come to help me perform. This traditional song was performed in the Bavarian soul mines of the 1980s and 20s. It is a gold vein to be mined of cultural significance to people who feel that it is significant to them culturally. So I'm preserving it online for that reason. It is called Little Slice of the Deli. It's been translated by me. It is traditional, it is new, it is hip, it is modern, it is ancient. It is everything that is all things to all people without losing significance. It's quite possibly the birthplace, father, mother, and breeding ground and crib, nursery and schoolyard and university of the birthplace of the genre of music and the type of music, which would be music itself. So here it is. And it's a really kind of a good song too, in its own right. Bavarian classic modern fantasy art. Here goes. Dio chica. I haven't translated pretty much yet. Dio chica. Pachibo. It's Chukipa. I got those little words. Chuku and Pachico. That's why Chukipa. Kaimio. Champion. If Gojo Palm and leave the Choko all the way. All the way.
Veldspar anemone. Date of birth 3/33/43. Address 1099 Crinklebane Lane, Corbane, Nebraska 423428832. The zip +4 is -3423442. Okay, so this is why I'm in prison jail. I saw a monkey that I wasn't supposed to see, and the wrong people told the wrong people, and they plucked me from Corbane Lane, and they put me right down in the slammer, the big rig. They call it the big rig because of it's a huge semi-truck filled with perpetrators, of which I am one.
I sentence you and paragraph you and chapter you.
And in entertainment news, the Reagan administration is suing Lucasfilm, claiming it got the title and the idea, in part or in whole, for the film Star Wars by going back to the future and stealing plans for the orbital laser defense system proposed by the administration. They also stole the idea of stealing plans for an idea and put that in the movie as well. So that's a second lawsuit being brought by the Reagan administration. Back to me, John. I thought it was back to me. God damn it, Rufus. He tells you when you go back. He tells you. You don't claim backness. He tells you. Freaking hear that? He said. I heard what he said. I've been with this news network 45 years. I will know when I'm back. You don't tell me you're new, son. You've only been here 4 years. 4 years only seems new to you because you're like 100 years old. Okay. No ageism. No ageism. Snot nose. I don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers, so I don't go to the park, snare a duck from the lake, and wiggle it. Oof, that was nuts. Just got out of a vicious fight to the death, heading downstairs to do some laundry. There's blood all on my clothes. Man, that duck was really mad. But he was no match for my superior. I had a weight advantage.
What are your orders?
Eliminate nodes, sir!
And what will you do at all costs?
Eliminate nodes!
Sir.
You know, initially when I said I wanted to make a student film, everyone at the college was very supportive. Then when they figured out what I had in mind, all that support just evaporated. It was like, legally, it's permitted
Mommy,
to make this.
I
kind of
felt
movie.
two different feelings at the same time.
Oh God, little Timmy, are you serious? That's not okay. You're going to die in seconds. 3, 2, there it goes.
So, no, I get it. You don't want me to, like, live here anymore, but to just keep paying to live here. No, you know, I heard a divorce before. So I guess I'll just go down to the car and go to sleep. Not in the car no more neither. Okay, we can make it work. A little kiss goodnight. No more kisses. What do I get out of this? Huh? Don't kill myself because then I can't pay you any money. I should have gotten life insurance. I was.
Oscar Bate, Nintendo Switch Sports Champion Rookel Ricardo here, melting at all areas to prevent you from prolapsing in a deep ocean or in a narrow trench or even on a tall mountain. So here's 3 steps. Step Rookel, defeat all enemy. Step Crookle, complete all frenemy. And Step Zookle, infect all depletion sets. Follow these friendly conditions and no harms will befall. But y'all fail to follow. Well, you ain't gonna like what happened. You failing to follow me? Time-lapse photography? In these day and age? For realsies? No. You can't crack an egg without making a few omelets. Every time I crack an egg. It was a hit song in 1997. Every time I crack an egg. You're crazy. What the dog is saying is hurting people. Rupert, you've got to let go of the sick fans. What your dog is saying is hurting people isn't hurting people. It's just a dog saying it is. Why do you believe the dog? He's my only dog, Ma. He's my only dog. And I'm your only Ma, which means more. The moral of the story is dog in one hand, Ma in the other. Poop all over them both. I had recorded a video for you guys, but when I watched it back, it was so stupid, so tremendously foolish, so insanely insipid, so completely devoid of thought, so completely idiotic, so passionately foolhardy, so devoted to this conception of absolute negation of thought that I failed to release it. I determined it was too stupid. I felt like it was so pathetic that you shouldn't see it, and then I made this video instead. This is the video that was an improvement upon the earlier one, so thank you, lucky stars. I've erased everything about the previous one, and thank the lucky Lord that this is as bad as this one.
What did that picture use when he proposed to his wife? A baseball diamond. What did the baseball diamond use to propose to its wife?
A pile of steaming human flesh.
Tell me about the next one, Z. For our third wish, we have Lookable. He's a sailing wish. I'm not sure how a sailing wish can help me. Z, can I talk to you privately? Sure. What is it, True? It's about the wishing tree. She keeps suggesting gifts that they just don't make sense. This has gone too far. A sailing wish for a volcano mission? I think we should begin the process of having the wishing tree involuntarily committed. Evaporating equations, True. You're right. It says in the Wishipedia that once the wishing tree gets so old that they suggest wishes that are nonsensical, that you should send them directly to a wishing treeing home. That's okay. We've got the 2 wishes that count. Right, Z? 10 minutes later. I can't sail away. I don't have a wish. What do I do? If only I could sail away. Zip Zob's issue. It's staring into my soft tissue.
Right, this is funny. So I'm going on this jog, right? And so I find these people, they have this recycling bin, and so I just filled it with a bunch of recycling I got out of the people down there's recycling bin. And they don't even know, dude. They don't even know.
Just saying, if your dating website profile were a computer software advertisement, it would say Tandy compatible. Nobody likes you. Disclaimer, the Tandy was an ancient computer format run by Radio Shack in the late 80s and 90s and maybe mid 80s and early 80s. Long time ago, kids. That joke is dependent on knowingness.
Look, I get it now that the manager didn't have to call me into his office. Of course, you're not supposed to ask the same cashier for a phone number several times a day. And my wife's just standing there rolling her eyes, and the whole thing.
Today we're going to learn about horses. They are huge. They're so big. Oh my gosh. Look up. It's a horse. Truly the most massive of all of God's creatures. There were objects and items with feet bigger than a horse, but they were not made by our Lord. They were made by our devil. You know how he likes to create life, superior life to that of created by God. Join me. Become one with us. You are strong. In order to set up the spectrometer for proper readings, you'll need to insert fish portions, cubic dimensions that are no larger than 3 millimeters to a side. this is to ensure the machine has enough material to perform its calibration properly without overloading the sensor or the heating apparatus with too much material for combustion to occur properly. This is just something I want to get out there because I've been hearing a lot of stuff in the street, like maybe the fish portion should be like 4 millimeters, or maybe they should be conical. I've been hearing a lot of like trapezoidal. I even heard one person, seriously, I'm not trying to point fingers, saying dodecahedral fish portion of 5.6 millimeters on one side, and then it got into like asymmetrical things. I haven't heard any non-Euclidean fish geometries suggested yet. But and then the second complaint I hear coming back from people is they're like, do we know what is in this fish for the calibration? Like if it comes back that it's 0.2% deuteronium or whatever, we're gonna be able to say, no, it's not. There's no deuteronium in this fish. This is wrong. And to that, I don't have a firm answer. I know that Nike really doesn't want to pull their sponsorship over this issue, so I don't want to say sweep it under the rug because we're scientists, but definitely don't lead with the fish composition issue, saying we don't want to anyone talk saying journalists, even if it's at a party, you know how they are. They give you a couple drinks and like off the record. And the next thing you know, it's in all the reports. Face it, people read this stuff. Even people who are interested in science ever read this stuff. So it's important that we put our best foot forward and don't step on any more brakes. Okay, people?
Some people don't like that I'm a human tree. And to those people, all I can do is say,
Three ordinary men were talking in an establishment that served beverages of an adult nature. They spied a guy over there. First of the guy said, isn't that Mr. Bip? And I think he secretly baps. And the other guy is like, oh, that's Mr. Bop. I think he secretly bopes. The third guy's like, you're all I bet he boops.
It's almost impossible to believe, but I do have a hard time getting to a second date. Between having been married for over 10 years and always insisting on boiling live frogs as our first date, kind of get to know each other activity.
Hey, a lot of people are saying Thor is the #1 movie in the world, but we all know the movie I just made is the #1 movie, and I'm the best director. So if Taika Waititi thinks this movie's so good, why not go up against me? One-on-one, we'll make movies at each other, and we'll see who comes out on top. And if I was really better, then Taika Waititi would be bringing me up in interviews to sell his movie. So I guess we already have our answer. I could just put out the movie and let people say if they like it better than Thor, but that wouldn't help me sell movie tickets. The fact that I need help to sell movie tickets means this blustery form is really just demonstrating that I know already I have a problem. It's like announcing to the world, I have a marketing issue. I'm scared of low movie ticket sales. Metaphor remembered.
Finally happened. I crossed the line. That made it into a T.
Yo, this accusation goes out to Criminy Kringle, Miss Jeopard's 4th grade class, Neutrino High at Palmville Lake, Oklahoma, 1997. You pinched me, fought with the school district for weeks, turned into months, turned into 3 years. No matter what, lawyers, everything we tried, they would not let me pinch him back, which is what I wanted. All these years later, I feel unrequited. If I see you, I'm pinching you, bro. No school board now. You know, what up, what up? I don't think you can step to my pinch. Other than that, if I don't see you again, which seems most likely, consider this sort of the end of it. I'm hoping this sort of resolves it for me and that I can move on. It's really important that I demonstrate that I've tried to move on from this to my wife and to my therapist. So consider this the evidence B. And if I see you, I am pinching you. I know they won't like that part, but if I see you, dude, it's on.
I'll never forget the time when I was in 8th grade and the teacher was really mean to me. Don't remember what they said exactly, but or like which teacher. Pretty sure it was 8th grade though, and ever since then I just have felt really restless. Or maybe I felt really, I don't know, unfocused. I can't remember. I know that I remember since I was in like almost 9th grade, I remember that I felt something about it. Anyway, it upset me a lot. I'm pretty sure it was 9th, maybe it was right before 9th grade, but I've been really upset ever since. No, it was something that my uncle said. And it was right before no, that was I was mad about that too, but anyway, I've been real down or blocked ever since. Or maybe I've been motivated. Maybe I think the reason why
Bengal Slayer here, time management supremacist. The two questions I get asked the most, old guys always ask me if they're managing time too fast. Young guys always ask if they're managing time too slow. Really, they both just need to shut. Well, hello and welcome to Billiardson's Trap Orgy. Come for the promise of casual sex with alluring young women. Stay because we won't let you leave.
Beef lozenge apricot. Beef lozenge starlight. Beef lozenge apricot starlight. Beef lozenge supplicant. Beef lozenge harmonym. Beef lozenge dodging god. Lodge codging hodging slodge. Slodge farmer hodging hodge slodge. Beef lozenge crow to manga cur. Beef lozenge crow to manga sheen. Beef lozenge crow to manga fire. Beef lozenge crow to manga beef lozenge roll 'em in fire. Beef lozenge roll 'em in thick. Beef lozenge, you know I'm a liar, but the beef lozenge doing the trick. Oh, just of the beef lozenge, there's no beef for the case of a pumpkin. You cannot in good conscience. Conscience is a beef lozenge. It would be unconscionable. Hey, I'm the beef lozenge, so I just thought I need a fresh punch. Beef no. Well, break me on every law. Captain Law. He's Captain Law. He's the Captain Law.
Oh.